Okay, thanks everyone for joining. So let's just summarize what we did yesterday, and then we'll pick up. Yesterday, we spoke about what does it mean to have what is bitachon? Bitachon means reliance, to have reliance on Hashem. Um, we spoke
Was
about
that
what's the difference
was
between
that one of the
bitachon, which is reliance, and emuna. So we said emuna is the belief in Hashem. It's the more it's the more philosophical approach, meaning someone can just believe in Hashem. It doesn't necessarily translate into practical. It's sort of like emuna is like the tree, and bitachon is really like the fruits, the practical reliance on Hashem. Someone it's a further step to actually live with bitachon. Okay, so now we're going to continue with the Shaar Habitachon. And so in his introduction, he begins by speaking about the spiritual benefits of bitachon. And so he's going to tell us five spiritual benefits of bitachon. We're going to start the first one. I don't think we're going to even finish it. But that's how he begins. So he says the first spiritual benefit of bitachon is mehen menuchas nafsho uvitchono al elokav yisbarach k'moshe eved chai livtoach al Adonav. So the first benefit, the first spiritual benefit that one has if someone has bitachon is that you have what he calls um, menuchas nefesh. What does that mean? It means like a total tranquility, a peace of mind. A person can rest and like total tranquility if you're able to have bitachon. That's what a spiritual that's how you can benefit spiritually if you have bitachon. So he says mipnei sheim inu boteach ba'elokim boteach bezula. So if you're not believing in Hashem, if you don't, it's not just believe, if you don't rely on Hashem, it means you're relying on something else. There's there's only two options. You're either relying on Hashem or you're relying on something else. Umisha boteach bezulas Hashem. If somebody's relying on something other than Hashem, meisir Elokim hashgacha so me'alav umeniacho so biad mi shebatach alav. And so what happens is that if you place your trust, if you start to rely on another entity which is other than Hashem, so the Shaar Bitachon writes that Hashem withdraws his hashgacha, his divine providence from you, and he leaves it into the hands of the person this person is placing their trust in. Kadosh Baruch Hu says, "You don't want to rely on me? Okay, fine. Rely on whoever you're going to rely on. I'm not going to give you the hashgacha that I can. But yet, Bo, and this person will end up being like the following pasuk: Kishtayim ros asa ami osi azvu mikor mayim chaim lachzo lem boros and boros nishbarim. It says he says this is a pasuk in Yirmiyah. He says that my people have committed two evils, talking about the Jews. They have, number one, forsaken me, the source of living waters, is Hashem speaking. He says, the people have forsaken me. Not only that, they dig for themselves cisterns and broken cisterns that cannot hold water. They are forsaking Hashem and they're relying on something which is not going to actually provide for them. Similarly, it says in Tehillim, they exchange their glory, they exchange the glory of Hashem for the likeness of a grass-eating ox. It's just psukim to basically extrapolate on this point to further this point. Ve'amar Kasav, and now he continues providing additional psukim that show that Hashem provides special protection for those who place their trust in him. The pasuk says, Baruch HaGever Asher Yiftach B'Hashem Hashem Yivtecho. Blessed is the person who trusts in Hashem, and Hashem will be his security. If you trust in Hashem, Hashem will be security for you. V'amar Asher HaGever Asher Sam Hashem Yivtecho V'lo Fanal Ravam. It says, praiseworthy is the man who made Hashem his trust and is not turned to the arrogant and to those who stray after falsehood. V'amar Or HaGever Shivtach Ba'adam V'sam Basar Zero. And he says, curses the person who trusts in people, makes flesh and blood his strength, and turns his heart away from Hashem. Um, so, um, and so, so he, so, Shar B'tachon is just ex explaining through psukim this point and proving this point that if you have bitachon, you're going to have this tranquility, and also that if you rely on Hashem, Hashem is going to supplement that. Hashem is going to provide for you and be the trust for you. But if you choose not to rely on Hashem, then Hashem is going to remove his divine providence and help from you. Okay, so we'll stop there and we'll continue tomorrow talking about the first spiritual benefit of Bitachon.